Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Skies of Arcadia, where last time we made our way here to a really big hole, and today we're going to explore the really big hole, because finally, at long cocking last, we get to visit the surface of Arcadia. So alright, move into position and time to nip into the vortex. Though I do appreciate how, the game does take the time to establish this is a really cocky, terrifying nightmare scenario. We are descending into a nightmare world beyond Arcadian comprehension, and yes indeed, Ica, we've got no cocky choice, we're going in. And even Fina, who has spent this whole time, feeding us interesting Sylphite information about the various lands and temples we visited, knows nothing about Deep Sky, and is suddenly a bit on the scared side. But we're going in anyway, we've got to find Fina's ship, and okay, we say that. I'm not sure Fina wants you to find her ship anymore. I feel like, she was really trying to indicate she'd rather just give up and, stay with you and hang out on the ship forever. But sure, we'll give it a flipping go. And of course, we now need to, set the ship up into its new Deep Sky modes. Down come the shutters. And there we go, emergency blue deep sky lighting. Start the submergence engine, it's time to make this happen. And there we go, our brand new engine letting us go straight on down. Apparently, our normal engines couldn't do that, and there we go, down into the vortex. I love it. Okay, we're now back in control, just to bring the ship down, step by step here, but yes. Just a second, we're going to get our first ever glance at the flipping surface of Arcadia. Straight away you can see, it's a bit difficult to figure out what we're looking at here. There's strange silhouettes in the distance, but you can't really tell precisely what you're seeing. And finally, deeper and deeper and deeper down, we have made it to what is presumably the surface. The surface is covered with a thick layer of mud. Fina's ship is probably stuck in it somewhere. And how are we supposed to look for Fina's ship? It could be anywhere, and yes indeed, it's kind of, submerged in mud right now. And don't worry, Brabham told me before we left, he installed something called a moonstone sonar into the Delphinus, meaning all of a sudden, we can start scanning the mud to see if there's anything inside it. So, just set out a lovely sonar ping, and if there's anything in any of the 9 squares that you're standing on or surrounded by, you get alerted to it. So, plain and simple, use overlapping sonar pulses to, figure out where something may or may not be, and then use a crane to see if you're correct or not. And obviously, yes, there's a finite number of charges, so you can't just wander around scanning everything. So okay, that there was the tutorial, now we're into it proper. So, just, mosey in this direction, get into a good position to start scanning and whatnot, and here we flipping go. One sonar bleep, and we have verified there's nothing here. Now, if you're a smart cookie who's been playing video games for a good few years, and also you're a tiny bit on the cynical side, you may immediately say, well, John, obviously I know where Fina's ship's going to be. The map is a big horseshoe, and we're on the left-hand branch of it. So obviously, it's going to be over towards the bottom right somewhere, and here's the thing. It's not just a Fina's ship down here. The problem being, yes, I'm trying to remember precisely where the other various bits and pieces are, so I'm pretty sure, hang on. If a pulse here, I swear there's something, there we go. There's something here, but as I say, it's not just a flipping Fina's ship. So, hang about. Move into, yes, this position right about here-ish. Go for another pulse there. Okay. Now, technically, we've not ruled out, the ones on the left and the top. But given, we've now found something here, and also on that second pulse, it's almost certainly in this square. Unless there's more than one thing, which I'm pretty sure there's not. So, okay, hang on. Go up a little bit here. Go up. Bit further. And no, back a bit. There we go. One more scan. And okay, we've cleared out this. So basically it's one of these two right here. And I think on this occasion, hang on. My memory may be letting me down, but I'm going to put down the crane here. And I think this is right, as I say, because as I say, it's not just Athena's ship. And here we go, we've recovered one piece of Valorium. And if you're thinking, hang on, what the cock's Valorium? Don't worry, no one's mentioned it before, it's fine. But yes, this is a special material you can only get down here in deep sky. A type of material created by the ridiculously high pressure. Meaning, you know, like a diamond, say, it's really, really cocking hard. So, we're going to be wanting to, yes, dig out some of this Valorium before we go. Now, you might be thinking, okay, why not just go around the map picking up everything one by one? After all, the worst that can happen is you just don't find anything, and, just going to put the crane down here to demonstrate, actually, that's not true. If you, like, you know, put the crane down where there's nothing, instead, you get attacked. Because what you do instead is pull up a gigantic sort of stingray anglerfish thing. Sorry, a Raja, to give it its proper name, and because, you know, we're deep under the sky where there's literally no light, we basically have no way of knowing what it's about to do. Every single turn on the board is just marked blank. We don't know when it's going to attack us, we don't know when a good time to attack him is either. So honestly, you know, just slap down some apple wax, charge up some focus, start firing, and see if anything, like, you know, works. Okay, open a fire with our basic cannon and, oh yeah, 8k, and it's already, like, half dead. And that was Ica. That wasn't even, you know, our main cannons. Still, it can do, like, you know, weird electricity, make gibbles to us, probably 600 damage. Okay, my Delphinus is very well set up at this point. I'm not too worried about, you know, the giant angler stingrays or whatnot. And down you go, my friend. Lovely. Job done. Okay, mosey over to this side of the map, because I think somewhere around here, poppy you down, my friend, and... Okay, that's embarrassing. I thought, yes, there was something around here. Right, okay, hang on. Hang on. Got to, you know, here. In that case, there we go. Did I just go slightly over? No, don't worry, it's fine. I did the ping when I was on the cell I wanted to be. Okay. It's somewhere in here. I think it's further down, actually. Hang on. Go. More like over in this direction. Is that going to be... Okay, that might be a bit aggressive. Do the ping here. It's one of you three, isn't it? Is it you? I'm going to put you down. Right about here. My brain is telling me this is right, but I'm now down to only 3 sonar pulsars. And there we go. That's the Valorian. Those are the only 2 items down here, excluding Phoenix ship. And as for, you know, the theoretical, highly cynical viewer I mentioned at the start, who was going to guess that obviously Phoenix ship was going to be down in the bottom right. Okay, yes it is. You're not wrong, I suppose. But still, you shouldn't say it out loud. You're not in the spirit of it right now. So, yeah. It's somewhere round here. I think it's right on the very edge. So, yeah, if we just do one more pulse here. Okay. It's definitely one of these. I know it's not the very bottom row. Is it? Hang on. I think it might be you. Just put the crane down there. See what we get. And... okay, so it's the one below that. That's fine. The funny thing is, actually, this isn't really a waste because, yes, when it comes to the very end of the game and the ultimate endgame reputations, you do need to have done a certain number of not compulsory ship fights, i.e., you know, no bosses, gigas allowed, etc. So, this is going to count towards that. It's fine. Okay, just line her up right, and this time, we should have it right. There we go. We've gone to a cutscene. That's gotta be a good sign. There we go. For the first time since, you know, the very start of the game, it's Fina's ship. So, good job everybody, ship has been recovered, hurry up and get it on board. Aye aye, Captain. So good news, Fina, you'll finally be able to get home now. And yes, thank you very much, though, oh dear, that's a bit of a strange smile. I'm not sure Fina wanted us to do this, actually. Because this means I'll have to leave you. Oh dear. Fina really didn't want us to succeed. I think she was, secretly hoping that maybe, just a maybe, we wouldn't be able to find the ship. And unfortunately, we're gonna have to get back to, emotions and whatnot in a moment, because it would appear that we just slightly exploded. Vise, something's coming out of the darkness. And as you may well have expected, obviously, yes, given we saw Flippy DeLoco's ship being set up to go into deep sky, and we saw he had a brand new weapon, oh yeah, he's the only person in the world who could follow us down here. So yes indeed, I found you, Vise. I still haven't forgotten what you did to my ship, the Chameleon, at Ixataka. This underworld will be your grave. I shall have my revenge. Revenge! I love DeLoco. DeLoco's just the best, so, okay. Time to engage in a shit fight at the bottom of the world. The slight issue being, yes, just like we saw previously, there's no way to see what the Chameleon's going to do. We simply don't know when he's going to fire on us, and thus when the safest time for us to fire on him is. So, okay. Under the circumstances, I think there's only one sensible thing to do. And that, of course, is to, lay down fire on every turn as far as possible. But, we're gonna need a lot of spirit to do that. So, okay, Urala, this one's on you. Let's get you on the field as soon as possible. So yeah, first turn, we're just getting set up. Applewax on the ship. Let's see what DeLoco's planning to do to us. Because, bare minimum, yeah, as long as you're under the effect of Applewax, you're a lot more resistant to physical attacks. And, because we can't see, and it's pitch black and whatnot, yeah, it's going to be distance that's really important. Keep an eye on how close a Chameleon is to you. Right now, it's pretty nearby. That would mean accuracy is fairly high. If he moves far away, you're probably not going to be able to hit him. So, you meant to have, the guide of the actual grid system, you can sort of estimate when might be a good or bad time to open fire on him. There we go, he's missing me too. So, the darkness does work both ways. He's now pulling away, so, yeah, there would be good and bad times to try and make these attacks work. Vise visibility is too poor, I can't see anything, I don't know what's going on outside. Bear in mind, of course, yes, the windows are literally shut. We can't see what DeLoco's doing. But I'm gonna say, we can use what we just learned to our advantage. During that last turn, he moved in during the second and third turns, and then moved out again at the end of the round. So, I feel like the sensible thing to do is going to be try and lay down the fire right there in the centre of the turn. I can just basically, open a fire during turns 2 and 3. You have to start firing on 1 anyway, that's absolutely fine. Fina, what do we need you to do? Honestly, not much. You could just focus at the end, that's a-okay. Enrique, you join in with, yes, the attack's right there, so, okay. This first shot's probably a miss. There we go, it is a miss, that's absolutely fine. But now he's moving in, he's doing the same thing again. So you've just got to pay attention to, DeLoco's pattern. Now he's moved up close during turns 2 and 3. We can start laying down the hurt. So, okay, he hits us with a cannon, nothing too major. But now it's time for us to return the fire. And, oh dear, oh flippy dear buddy. It looks to me like you suddenly aren't doing so hot. So, keep firing. Unfortunately, yeah, when he moves away, there's not much we can do. So, I think it's all about turn 2. It looks to me like, yeah, we want to be laying down the fire on turn 2. Just load as much fire up on that turn as we can. So, yeah, continue laying down double fire between turn 1 into 2. Fina can put Applewax back on in case this fight's still going on next turn. And Enrique, you launch a torpedo that's going to land in turn 2 next time, because I'm guessing, I can't see and I don't know, that turn 2 is going to be a crit turn. Because, we actually hit him last time. Okay. Another miss, but if we're lucky, he's going to be sweeping in momentarily. Okay, I feel like he's actually still a fair way away on this occasion. Yes, we have missed him, though. I feel like my shot went straight through him, but whatever, game. Okay. He might have, mixed up his order a bit, now he's under half health, because on this occasion, he seems to be, keeping his distance. Still, bare minimum, we did get some torpedoes off. I'm still betting on this one plan, and just in case it doesn't work out, I come. Literally lay down fire across the entire cocking round, okay? At some point, during this entire round, he's got to move in towards us. I am burning all of my spirit right now, so... Okay, there's a miss, he's still too far away, but hopefully at some point, yes, he's going to be, moving in towards us to do some damage. Torpedo generally means he's going to be keeping his distance, though, so... oh my. I'd say we're pretty close right now, actually, and... oh, flipping dear. And Loco's ship is absolutely knackered. No, no, no! How could the chameleon be defeated 3 times? Not 1 time, not 2 times, but 3 times! This can't be, this can't be, this is all just a dream, just an illusion! I refuse to believe it! And down he goes once again. Admiral, get a hold of yourself. And on this occasion, he actually flipping does. Oh yeah, DeLoco's got another trick up his sleeve yet! This time, dear little Vise, I've prepared something special just for you. It's not over yet, Vise. I still have one last trick up my sleeve. Fire the DeLoco harpoon cannon and... yes, indeed. He was so upset by the fact we defeated him with a harpoon cannon, he's gone and invented his own. There we go, and that's what we were seeing on his ship back in the day. He's very literally just chained his ship to ours. And thus begins round 2. We're now chained so close together that the darkness doesn't really matter so much. Meaning this here is now pretty much just a straight slugging match, and honestly, that kind of works for me. I've got the better ship, damn it. Okay, Fina, drop a heal just in case, things get a bit dicey. We did take a few knocks during that last fight. Enrique, start focusing. Let's just see how we do during this, first exchange of fire. So, step 1, Apple Wax are always going to be doing that first, so, bare minimum, yes, there's not much he could do to avoid our shots on this occasion. I say that, I'm now going to miss and it's going to be very embarrassing. Never mind, we're just immediately knackering him. Dear oh flipping dear, so, okay, he's cracking out magic cannons on this occasion, meaning I can't do magic. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't planning to anyway. I was just gonna shoot you with my cannons. That's been working fine. And the following turn, we can just about afford to, yes, get 3 shots off with the 3-inch cannon, main cannon as well. Then just a start to focusing. Life is good because, oh, DeLoco. I feel like, you've made a mistake tying your ship to mine, given my cannons are way, way stronger than yours. Because, I've got Apple Wax on, and my crew boost the power of my cannons. You have made a huge, huge cocking error here, but honestly, I'm fine with that, because there we flipping go. The chameleon goes down a 2nd time in a row, and this time, it's looking a lot more on fire. And oh flipping dear DeLoco, looks to me like yes, the chameleon is far more wounded than it's ever been before. And oh no, hot, 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 somebody help me, somebody tell me this is just a bad dream. And on this occasion, DeLoco, no it's not. DeLoco's ship hits the bottom of deep sky and explodes, meaning we're never seeing him again. DeLoco is dead. So, with that done, just a mosey straight on back to, yes, where we came in, and I believe it's somewhere round about this corner if we just go up to the top of the map here. There we go, back past the mysterious silhouette, suggesting, the possibility of ancient civilizations, buildings, etc., though it's the same. We can't really see precisely what it is we're looking at just yet. Still, that's a mystery we'll need to solve another day, because for now, we have successfully escaped from, the terrifying nightmare maelstrom of death. Beautiful. Though unfortunately this does mean, of course, the team's kinda splitting up after this mission. Step 1, Enrique needs to go back to Valois. Also, I just love, even though, many of them I've not shown off, if you just go into your ship at various points during the plot, there is a huge amount of dialogue that only exists at very specific moments in the story. So, right now, everyone's got something to say about Enrique leaving. So, Urala here, she specifically wants to know if she should make Enrique's favourite dish before he leaves, and that's just bloody lovely. So, step 1, mosey northwards, we're going straight to Sailor's Island. So alright, just emerge from the clouds, and before we can even get there, it's time in fact for possibly the weirdest cocking event in the entire game, because all of a sudden, the moment you approach Sailor's Island and ready to do, emotional farewells and whatnot, look who suddenly reappears, but cocking Captain Baltor. And he did swear he was going to come back and get revenge at some point, but this is just a really cocking weird time to do it. So Vise, we meet again. This time I have a little something special for you. Alright men, on the pride of the Black Pirates, kill them all. So yes, suddenly and for no well-explained reason, we've just got to fight Baltor again. So okay, let's just, give him a nice poke just to see what's going on here. Start laying down some focus, lay down a torpedo to hit, yes, the critical turn at next turn, etc, etc, and okay, just getting the basics set up, nothing to worry about here. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what's the trick here? What's the special thing about this fight? What makes this guy so dangerous that he shows up at this point in the game when the Delphinus is powerful enough to two-shot Flippy DeLoco? And the answer is, there isn't really anything. I do not know why this fight is here at this point in the game, or why his ship is so weak, but, yeah, we just basically eliminated 90% of his health in, one hit. I don't know why the Baltor fight's here. It's cocking weird. Okay, he hits pretty hard, all things considered, but we have got more than enough health to weather the storm, damn it. And down a Baltor goes. I have no idea why this fight happens, at all. The next time we meet, I will defeat you. You will rue the day that you crossed Baltor. Baltor, just give it up, mate. Just go and become a farmer or something. It'll work out better for ya. Now this time, if more weird out-of-place plot stuff could just avoid happening... Hang on, we just overshot the dock there, that's embarrassing. There we go, we've made it to Sailor's Island, and it is indeed time to say our first goodbye. Enrique is back off to Valois. And Enrique, my friend, are you really going?
Aye.
And I'm the Prince of Valois. I must return home to warn everyone of Gaussian's plans. Gregorio was willing to give his life for what he believed in. I must do the same. You, all of you, taught me so much. About ships, about the sky, what it means to fight. And you taught me that there are all kinds of people in this world. People worth fighting for, people worth dying for. I want to protect them, all of them. I want to build a country where the people don't have to live in fear. Please forgive me for leaving your side, but I've got to save Valois. And okay, it turns out Enrique is a bit of a star in the end, so be careful, kindly think this over, don't get airsick, okay? No. Be careful, Enrique, just, take care of yourself. I feel like the Empress might not necessarily be 100% happy to see you. I'm genuinely sad to see Enrique go. He's a bit of an odd character insofar as he's got this weird middle-of-the-road build where he's not the best physical attacker or the best mage, but he did grow on me. And his Justice Shield was really, really cocking useful. And there we go. With that done, we're now down to only 3 party members. And though I tried not to, draw attention to it in the past, you may well have noticed on multiple previous occasions, yes, the game does continue to sell and offer you, upgraded arms and upgraded guns. So maybe, just maybe, some old friends might rejoin the team at some point. And speaking of new items, yes, especially on Sailor's Island, it is always worth checking in the stores when you pass by. because technology never fucking stops advancing, and as time goes by, and more new toys are gonna become available to you. And the X cannon in particular is a huge step up, though there's a new rather interesting option here. The Pyro Cannon. So, yes, this is like, a cannon, but also kind of a magical cannon. It's cheap to fire, it's nice and accurate. Honestly, I just do not think it's ever going to be worth using the magical cannons. Just give me double X cannon any day of the week. What's far more exciting though is the Apo Wax. It's Apo Wax, but lasts for 4 turns. So, naturally, I'm going to be buying like 20 of those right now. And yes, just in case we forgot, that's not the only goodbye we have to make today. It's time to go back to Crescent Isle and get Fina's ship ready for her departure too. And unfortunately, we're not given the opportunity to, just stall for time and put off Fina's departure. Instead, we're teleported straight back to Crescent Isle. Home sweet home. And Gilda, as it turns out, is still hanging around, so looks like they made it back alive after all. Okay, Gilda, you don't need to sound so surprised about that. And oh my goodness, Clara's here too, and Gilda's not immediately running away. So, right, those two are making some progress together, lovely. And it turns out that Clara just baked a bunch of pies. Come on, let's eat them while they're still warm. And, okay, this game is just so damn wholesome. I love this game so much. So, right, goodbye party for Fina, and pies for everybody. And there we go, we can see the ship set up over on the left there, magnificent. And, meanwhile in Crescent Isle, we're having a lovely goodbye party into the night. And here we go, feast your eyes on this. And wow, it looks delicious. Clara, you're amazing. So okay, we've put up like, some nice decorations. There's one hell of a spread on the table. Though I do feel like, it is a bit rude that apparently the crew don't get invited to the farewell party. Core team members only, damn it, alright? The crew just has to stay downstairs out of the way. And thank you all of you, this means so much to me. I started off not knowing anything about the world, but thanks to all of you, I was one of the first to sail around it. And I remember when you first got here, you didn't even know what it meant to buy stuff. And okay, apparently Gilda's a tiny bit behind the curve on this whole Great Silver Shrine of Fina not knowing stuff thing. And it's not just gold that we don't have, there's flowers, animals, there are many things that I've never seen until I came here. In my travels with all of you, I experienced so much. And one more thing, I learned something very important while I was here. When I left the shrine, the elders told me, you cannot trust anybody in that world. They said the people of this world were fools who just bickered amongst themselves and burned in the flames that they themselves set. But I met so many caring people while I was here. I learned that even though some try to obtain their objectives through war, there are others that work together to try and bring peace. I learned so much. The memories that we've shared here will be the most valuable treasures I'll ever have. Okay, that was a lovely speech, Fina. Thank you so much, and tonight, we party until morning. There we go, the crew are allowed to join in the end. Well, at least some of the crew anyway. So okay, maybe they come up in shifts or whatnot. So we've got Ismail and Brabham, lovely, as Fina's farewell party continues merrily until the morning lights. Food was shared, tales were told, and the bonds of friendship were strengthened. The first encounter with Fina, the great escape from Valor, the search for the moon crystals. As the memories resurfaced, it seemed there would be no end to the days they would spend travelling together. But then, all of a sudden, Fina's just hanging out by herself by the window. And Fina, what's wrong? Let's join in the fun. And once again, that slightly strained smile. Tomorrow, I'll have to leave. I'll be alone again. And I don't want to leave. I want to stay here, with all of you. You all mean so much to me. And Fina. Unfortunately, we once again don't have time to, be cracking on with any emotions or whatnot. Instead, yes, it would appear that something's just gone a bit wrong. Vise, it's an emergency. It's the Armada. They're here. So unfortunately, yes, it would appear that, the Armadas have found our cocky base. And here we go, as some advanced new Valorant ships are firing on everything and destroying our lovely new crescent tile, and I'm not happy about this. I'm not cooking happy about this at all. My flamingos are in that pond. Stop firing on the pond. And my flag's on cooking fire. Along with, like, you know, everything else, I suppose. So, right. Crescent tile not doing so hot all of a sudden. And Vise, look out. Because, okay. We've got more flippy trouble coming in. Nice place your hat here. A pity it's burning to the ground. And, okay, you don't have to rub it in, alright? So all of a sudden, we've got to take on, yes, these elite Valorant troops. Shadows, apparently, though mysteriously they're colour-coded blue. I don't know why, but yes, that's just what they are. So, okay. Now we're down to 3 members. We've actually got, you know, a lot less spirit to work with. The bare minimum, yeah. Vise can still use Cutlass Fury, so that's probably a good starting point. Ica, meanwhile, yeah, we should go over to purple, that's more effective. If they're not immune to confusion, we can start them attacking each other. And Fina can start laying down the boxes on them, because, yeah, purple magic is highly effective against blue, so, right, buddy, can you be confused? Yes, you can. So if we're lucky, you're gonna go for your friend, and beautiful, that's precisely what you just did. This here is why I don't send, you know, Ica over to more powerful weapons. The ability to guarantee confuse is way, way better. So alright, you're now using a silence, and for once you're using it on a sensible person, but you can't cooking silence boxers. That prevents you casting magic, it doesn't stop you using boxers, which are better anyway. Meanwhile, Vise comes in for a Cutlass Fury. That's a nice easy kill against one of them, so, right. We've got your number nice and easy, even with, you know, only 3 members. Okay, 2 shadows left. Vise, you just Cutlass Fury 1. Ica, you guys can finish off the other, no trouble whatsoever. So, yep, that'll be a nice easy kill on you, my friend. And probably Ica's up next, right? There we go. Whack him with a lollipop. And the job is done. I say the job's done. We are, like, you know, literally being attacked on our island because our secret base has been discovered by the Valorants who are also bombing it from the sky. So, okay, we've taken out some ground troops, but they're not cocky done yet because, yes, there's still the aerial bombardment we might need to deal with. And Valorant scum, how did they find our base? And unfortunately, we're about to get an answer. If you must know. And here he comes, it's cocking Ramirez. A patrol ship spotted the Delphinus when you came to Dangrel, and they followed you back here. But I have no interest in you or any of your crew. There is another purpose for my visits. I am here for the crystals. Hand them over now. If you hand them over peacefully, I will call off my troops. If not, we will bombard your pitiful island until you are all dead. Okay, this is where the game's morality gets a bit weird, which is back in Nazrat, when we were faced with this exact situation, you know, Ramirez saying you should surrender because you can't possibly win, the correct thing to do as far as the game's swashbuckler system was concerned was to surrender because we couldn't win. But if you do that on this occasion and trade the crystals for the lives of the crew, the game considers that the wrong thing to do, which might make you think, you know what, this is a fight you could win. But it's not. Ramirez is now just as invincible as he was back on Nazrat. He's got 9,999,999 hit points, and beyond a certain point in the fight, he just starts spamming S moves that eventually will wear you down. Not least as, right now, I've not even got a full team, but okay game, if you want me to stand and fight till I die, I guess we'll stand and fight until I die. There we go, you see, the bleep of you just did the right thing. So, apparently dying, and also condemning my entire crew to die, that was the morally right thing to do for some reason. Like it wasn't last time, but it is this time. And yes, as we should have expected, Ramirez is very cocking happy that we picked that option. And you know he's serious because he's got his own unique boss music that doesn't play for anyone else, and on top of that, he's even brought cocking reinforcements with him. Well, we're fighting him to the death now, so I guess we may as well, at least give it a go. Let's step 1, get rid of the shadows. So okay, Vise, you can finish off one of them. Ica, you can confuse the other, and that means Athena, you're on Glyph of Might duty. Get Vise powered up, please. So, okay. Good start there. He's now confused. This guy's going to be attacking, Ramirez. Doesn't really, do anything. Take out the other one, we may not be able to kill Ramirez, but at least we can take out his bodyguards. That will make me feel better about life, and, okay. He's starting with Drillnos, so he might be able to depower my entire team. Luckily, a triple miss on this occasion. Good. So, okay. I'm gonna say this is a good start. It's not gonna last, but I'll take it as a starting point. Okay, Vise, you finish off, yes, a shadow number 2 over there. Ica, you just start focusing, and Athena, you may as well start dropping some magic on your old friend Ramirez. Like, it would be weird if during this entire fight, you didn't actually attack your old friends. This is like, personal between the two of you and whatnot. So, I could go to first, obviously, Mega Flipping-nificent. In we go with a Cutlass Fury. So he goes down, nice and easy, 2.5k. Not bad at all. And Fina's starting to lay down the hurt on Ramirez. I say the hurt, as you can see, 10 million odd hit points. It's, gonna take a while to wear him down. Oh, never mind, right, Ramirez has decided to, break out the big stuff. So yes, basically what he does is, he walks into the mirror dimension and freezes time so that he can, tear reality apart with his sword, and once he's done freezing time in the mirror dimension, sorry, he's not quite done yet, yes, then he breaks the mirror dimension and leaves it in order to unfreeze time. And that does, like 2,000, 2,500 damage to everyone on the field. So, I feel like we're not winning this fight, but, before we lose, if he's going to do anime nonsense, I'm going to do anime nonsense too. So you know what? Just, have a lightning, charge my sword, send a giant thunderbolt into Ramirez, lovely. And now it's time to slash at him with the Pirate's Wrath, and I think we've still only taken, like, 1 pixel off his health bar. I feel like we're not going to win this, no. And just to make sure of the fact, yes, to a certain point in the fight, he just starts doing Silver Eclipse over and over again, forever. And will never stop. So, yeah. As I say, this is basically an unwinnable fight. But apparently it's the morally right thing to do to try and fight it anyway. This game is somewhat inconsistent on that front, as I say. And there we go, the swords come in, and the entire team falls. Dear oh flipping dear. Luckily, this is Skies of Arcadia, so you don't actually die for the most part. I mean, DeLuco did and Gregorio did, but aside from them, basically no one else has died in the entire game, it's fine. And yes, with that, Ramirez has now gathered all of the cocking crystals. And away they go, just teleporting off to, I don't know, his ship or something. I'm not sure how the crystals are supposed to work. And Ramirez waits. Why are you doing this? So, okay. Remember the story we got from Doc. Doc was under the impression there might still be something good inside Ramirez. And Fina, the people of this world don't deserve to live. Like you, I was sent here to gather the crystals. Shortly after I arrived, I discovered the Valawan Empire was also searching for them. They were relentless. I knew they would eventually find them. After Valawar's forces retrieved the crystals, I was going to steal them and return to the shrine. So, okay, the story comes more and more into focus. Why did he join in the first place? He wanted to steal the crystals. It was all a ruse. But as time went by, we know things went a bit wrong. I learned a great deal about the people of this world, and what motivates them. Greed, hatred, bigotry, they only value material items that can be bought with gold. The people of this world are shallow and petty, and you've got to say the fact that, yes, his first exposure to the world was Valor probably wasn't great for him. No. I lost all hope for them. I began to despise these loathsome creatures. But there was one that was different from all the rest. Lord Galcian. Lord Galcian was swayed neither by flattery nor gold. He also had little faith in the people of this world. Only one thing mattered to him, and that was power. Lord Galcian convinced me that this world needed a single ruler, one who could slaughter the weak and lead the strong. He showed me the meaning of true power. The one who holds all the power can end lives, destroy cities, and change the world. So alright, a slightly abridged version of the story that we've already heard in much greater detail when we heard everything from Doc. A man like Galcian needs to rule this world. Only he can unlock its potential. I swore an oath. I would lay down my sword and life for Lord Galcian. We now hold all the crystals. With these, a power greater than the Gigas will be brought back to this world. Now all of you will bow before him. And you're a fool to underestimate us, or what power are you talking about? And yes, I feel like, that's what we should be focusing on here. Because up to now, the entire reason we've been gathering these crystals is, yes, we've got to make sure the Gigas weren't reawakened. But the purple Giga is dead. The yellow Giga is dead. The blue Giga, not 100% sure about the blue Giga. Possibly dead, possibly sleeping. And the red and green Gigas, they're basically locked to their continent because they can't fly. So, in many ways, most of the Giga threat has already been removed. Like, at this point, crystals activating Gigas doesn't really represent much of a problem. And yes, indeed, you are collecting the crystals without knowing their true purpose. The power to call down the rains of destruction lies hidden within them. Fina, you knew that it was our people that called down the rains of destruction, did you not? And apparently, no she didn't. We were not sent here to prevent the Gigas from being revived. We were sent here so that the Elders could unearth the lost continent of Soltis. That is our true mission. Once the 6 moon crystals are combined, the lost continent shall rise from deep sky. And yes indeed, you may recall just a moment ago, we saw mysterious structures down in the deep sky. And that's what it was. A lost continent at the bottom of the world. But now instead, Ramirez works for Galcian. Together, we will raise the lost continent, and with it, unleash the rains of destruction ourselves. And I don't know what you mean by the lost continent, but aren't you people forgetting something? You've only got 5 of the crystals. The fight isn't over until you've got all 6. And you are correct, but you don't know about the 6th crystal. The silver crystal. Watch closely. And as Ramirez removes his glove, it turns out that yes, there's something a bit funny going on with Ramirez right now. In his hand, it's the cocking silver crystal. And not just in Ramirez's hand either. Fina gasps and all of a sudden, something starts emerging from her toe. The silver crystal emerges from Fina's chest. All Sylvites are born with a piece of the silver crystal within them. In other words, the silver crystal contains our life force. Only through death can the crystal be retrieved from our bodies. So okay, that's why he came here. Not just for the 5 crystals, but also for number 6. Unlike Theodora, we're not interested in Fina's knowledge of the ancients. We're interested in the crystal within her body. Fina, you shall give me the 6th crystal. And I'm not sure, entirely how this works or whatever, but somehow Ramirez is able to, pull the crystal out of Fina, thereby killing her. How he does this, I don't know. The game's never going to explain it, so let's not worry about it. Come, Fina, give your life force to Lord Galcian. Close this fist. The process is almost done. But luckily, we've got one final trick up our sleeve. And it's cocky Gilda and Clara to the rescue. It's a good thing that guy's long-winded. Okay, turns out we caught Ramirez monologuing. Brilliant. And bare minimum, it looks like yes. With the 5 crystals, Ramirez is willing to call it a day now. He himself is under fire from above. So alright, a little hook and rope and whatnot comes down. Fina is still very, very weak from almost cocking dying. And Ramirez is naffing off back to his ship. With, of course, the 5 crystals already in hand. So we've now got no crystals, and he apparently knows how to pull the 6th one out of Fina anytime he cocking wants. You'll pay for this, Ramirez. You'll pay. But I'm gonna be honest, Vise, I'm not 100% sure what we're planning to do at this point. We just kinda lost, everything, actually. And the following morning, things are not looking so hot. My beautiful restaurant, my barracks, everything has been burnt down. But like, you know, luckily for us, by a marvellous coincidence, not one crew member died, okay? The base burnt down, but presumably everyone was able to, like, you know, get underground into the bunker and whatnot. The island, however, is not looking so good. Everything we worked so hard for, gone. So okay, 2 options. I won't give up, or we'll steal the crystals back, and, you know what? That feels like a good plan. Just, you know, figure out where Ramirez is, go get the crystals back. That works. We're air pirates, remember? We'll just steal the crystals back, so, okay, that's a good point. We're good at stealing things. It's kind of our job, in fact. It's not going to be easy, but we can rebuild our base. And as for the crystals, well, at least we now know they're all in the same place, so, you've gotta love how Vi's, like, you know, never stop seeing the positive side to everything. Don't give up, Biker. If we give up, then Ramirez will destroy the entire world. We have to keep fighting. There's always a way. Though you've gotta say, they did a very cocking thorough job. Like, you know, my flamingos have been bombed. They're cocking gone. So, right, Pitts needs to go and get more of them. Though the chickens did survive, okay? The chickens are fine. And it's nice to see you little guys are safe. So, okay. I do like, you know, there's a special custom dialogue for interacting with the chickens after the attack. There's even custom dialogue for speaking to, you know, the fancy grave you set up for Gonzalez. Seriously. The amount of attention to detail in this game, like the huge amount of dialogue that exists for tiny objects at very, very brief points in the game, it's just lovely. But there we go. Crescent Isle is now a smouldering ruin. The moon crystals are gone and Rikei's left the team, and Fina, you may notice, is not out on the plaza. She's taking, you know, the recent revelations a little bit hard, so, okay. We're not in a great place right now. Still, we do have one rather exciting new toy remaining. And that's Fina's ship, which wasn't destroyed during the attack, and, just a reminder, this is a ship that can get back to the Great Silver Shrine. A shrine that is located beyond the moons. This is basically a cocking spaceship. So next time, right, we need to figure out how much we can salvage from Crescent Isle, and then we need to figure out what Fina wants to do next, because all of a sudden, things are going to start accelerating in a cocking hurry. Ramirez has got the crystals, and next time, we need to come up with a plan to stop him. So hopefully, you join me for that. But in the meantime, I've been John, this has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Skies of Arcadia. Thank you very much, and goodbye. If we just hide the bodies, nobody needs to know about this. Yes! My stupid plan has worked! It turns out I'm a genius! The giant rad scorpion is not gone! Oh, hang on, there's more yet though, I'm still being very shocked. Guys, where's the NCR? Nobody needs to know.